Hey, what's up, guys? June 2024, Cars and Coffee's not even 8 o'clock, and the place is filling up. How you doing?
Good, you?
Chris?
Yes, sir.
I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
What you got going on over here? I see you got Chris's Diecast Sales.
Yes, sir.
And you guys are providing the quality, it says.
Yeah. So I brought out a bunch of different inventory. We're constantly getting new inventory in every couple weeks. But I brought out a nice selection here of some nice cars for guys here. Hopefully some of these vehicles will show up and these guys will be interested in them. We're accepting all payment forms, so we're all good to go for today.
Perfect. Well, I hope you guys do some good business.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
Here it is, a couple minutes after 8. Place is filling up like crazy. I cannot wait to show you how many cars are here and start talking to some of these people. It's amazing. What a neat mix of vehicles here. From a RT Challenger, 1976 Pontiac Trans Am. I do like the oversized honeycomb wheels on there. That's kind of neat. 4-door Plymouth Valiant. And of course, a staple of the Throttlestop, which is our 427 camera engine T-Bird. How you doing?
Hi.
My name is Mike. I'm with the Throttlestop. Your car is awesome. You got to tell me about it.
Okay, well, it is a 1997 Toyota Century. It's a Japan's only production V12. It's a limousine executive car. They made it to compete with the Rolls-Royce and the Bentleys because Japan makes cars. So Japan,
Wow.
You can't have a Japan executive or royalty driving a Rolls-Royce. They have to drive a Japanese car. So it's a beautiful car. It's in a rare color of emerald, teal, pearl. So it is green.
I see the green even though, yes. Right.
There's
The
only
sun is-
343 total production of that. There's 9,000 of these total. Of the eligible to come over to the country, there's maybe 2,000 eligible. So there's maybe 100 of these in the States.
And obviously right-hand drive. Is it possible to pop the hood and see
Sure.
what's under there?
So it is Japan's only production V12 was put in place in this car.
Wow.
So it's a 5-liter V12. It's like driving an electric car. You push the pedal and it goes and you have no idea the car is running.
Really?
Super smooth. Plenty of acceleration. It does have a power mode that gives you acceleration. But this car was made for smooth
comfort. Yeah.
It has air ride suspension. The seats in the front are spring loaded. This interior is leather. Well, if we want to take a look at the interior, this interior
Absolutely.
is leather, but the premium interior is wool because of the quietness.
Wow.
So Toyota was totally going for serenity and quiet. And
So a perfect way just to detox while the driver's driving you. You
That-
get to sit in the back. And
that
just,
is exactly it. It's just a matter of de-stressing after a long day at the office in Tokyo. Did you want to look at the inside? That's the
Oh yeah, let's go see the inside. Absolutely.
So we open the door, and this is where the executive sits. So he'll kick off his shoes, climb in and be comfort. It has full control of the seats and the seat in front of me to make sure that my legs are where I want it to be.
Wow. So that controls that seat 100% in front of. Look
Correct.
at that.
It has a rear television screen. It does. Obviously, there's no longer any analog broadcast.
Yeah.
But it's a rear television screen with a remote control. All the seat controls are in here. There are rear AC and radio controls, and it even has a provision for a dictaphone so that you can back here taking notes for your whatever your business dealings are for that day.
Unbelievable. Wow. Well, again, what a great car, and thanks for bringing it out.
Well, thank you.
All right. Car show is packed, but let's go inside and take a look at what's going on in here. So we're inside. I, of course, love me some food. Let's go see what the donuts look like today. All right, it's 8:45 and place is just about cleared out. Or wait, let's take a look again. I think we need more property. It's just slammed. All right, I'm Mike with the Throttlestop, and you are?
I'm Steve.
Steve, tell me about your 64 Comet Cyclone.
Yeah, it's been a long time of ownership. I've had it about 30 years. I bought it out of a newspaper ad back in '94 when I just graduated college, and sat on it for years and years and years. Didn't do anything, typical story you hear. And I moved to Wisconsin out of the recession in '09 and finally lit a fire and got it going. And it's pretty much all original. The color is actually from a 2011, 2012 Ford color. So it's not an original color, but I didn't want to paint it white. That's what it originally was.
Okay, all right.
Make it my own, so.
And 289, what's the horsepower? So not 271.
It's a warmed over 289, so it's probably pushing, 285, 290 horsepower.
Oh, nice.
Just a nice little warmed over cam, headers, the usual stuff.
And I did peek in there and see that it was a 4-speed.
It's a 4-speed top loader, actually.
Nice.
Yep.
But really cool is this picture you have.
Yeah.
Let's get a shot of this picture here.
That's what I bought in 1994.
This is what he bought in 1994, 30 years later.
$1,800 back then.
So you're looking to sell it now to double your money. You want $3,600.
Double my money, yeah.
$3,600.
But it is kind of a cool year to have a vehicle this long, 30 years of owning it and living through the whole process.
Oh, that's great.
My kids grew up with it. Literally, it was like the family dog for a while. It was
it's a part of the family.
Yeah, right.
You love it more than.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drives great. It's just a reliable street car. I drive a ton of miles. It doesn't look like it, but I drive it all the time and.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Have it. Enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Tell me something about this.
Well, it's a 1958 Porsche Speedster Super model. It was built in November of '57. The car came out of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Just north of here a little bit.
Just north of here. It was sitting in a garage for the past 40 years, untouched, unran. This is the first time we've had it out in 40 years. It's a Southern California race car. At least the Card X, which is the birth certificate of the car, has Alan Johnson's name on it. And Alan Johnson was an old SCCA racer from Southern California.
Okay.
So I talked to Alan. He's still alive. Kind of described the car a little bit to him, and he thinks it was his car. And he and Roger Borsche raced it for a few years down in Southern Cal. Roger bought the car from Alan, and it changed hands to another guy that has a really interesting history. I don't want to get into it, but so this is the first time it's been out.
So this is the first time. So obviously, you guys did.
We just
mechanicals on it.
Mechanical. Another friend of ours, Jim, and Jim was the guy that kind of found out about this car. There was always rumors of a Speedster sitting up in Green Bay, but nobody knew where it was. And it was a friend of a friend at church that ran into the gentleman.
Word of mouth is the only way to find something like that.
Word of mouth, and so we got our hands on it back in October, and it was just time. The gentleman that owned it was 86 years old and had some health issues, and it was just time to move on. So it's really rare to kind of even to get one of these cars, to purchase one.
Absolutely.
Because people hang on to them. They become generation cars, and family kind of keep and hang on to them for generations. So
they never hit the market.
Yeah.
But what's so neat about it is the dirt, the patina, the story that it tells.
We kind of left it. Oh, here's Jim. Yeah, Jim. So this is the first time it's been out. Jim mechanically went through the brakes and some of the electrical, and we have another friend that did a little work on the motor, and we put all the trim back on the car. The bumpers were off at the time, and we left Here, we'll talk about the interior.
Sure.
People would take their cars down to Tijuana back in like the 70s and 80s.
Right, yeah.
And they'd spend the weekend, and you can see some of the old Naugahyde. Well, the seats and the door panels were covered with that Naugahyde, and it's kind of gaudy and
yeah.
tacky.
So you unearthed some of that a little bit.
Well, underneath the Naugahyde was the original, from Germany seat, red interior.
Wow.
So yeah, all that's like the original red interior that came with the car. I talked to Alan Johnson, and this is an original program from 1961 at Riverside, California. On this car was originally silver, and again, it was a super. I think 1 in 10 were super speedsters, but on page 32 is Alan Johnson in a silver Porsche 1600 Super at Riverside.
Dang.
Okay, and if you go, you look at some of the people that were in that race: Ken Miles, Sterling Moss, Jack Brabham,
wow.
Phil Hill, and Augie Pants,
all the legends.
All these guys were there, and we kind of think this car was there too. So it kind of adds up. The story adds up. Alan, unfortunately, they didn't keep track of serial numbers or anything like that. These were just race cars to them.
Yeah.
And, but the story kind of adds up. Yeah.
Wow.
And it still has the old Porsche exhaust. When we tried to start the car, Jim and Andrew and I.
Can we take a peek under there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when we tried to start the car, it would pop and fire, and it just wouldn't catch. It wouldn't keep running. And we were a little bit stumped. We checked everything: fuel tank, fuel lines, fuel pump, carburetors. It turned out that there was probably about 3 pounds of mouse nests built up in the exhaust, and it was just suffocating, like really choking out the engine. And once we cleared that out, the motor fired up and came
wouldn't
back
breathe
to life.
very good if we were.
No.
Someone had your hand over your mouth to exhale.
But it came back to life. It's not the original motor. It's period correct. It's a 57, and that was the build date of this car. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah, you guys, great. Yeah, thanks.
What do you think of the show, by the way?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's got to be one of the best shows in the country. I mean, if you just do a 360 look around, you see pretty much every model and
it's such an eclectic mix of stuff.
It's incredible.
You have Datsuns and
there's a Toyota Century that's over there. That's probably the only one in the United States.
We did chat with the fellow. The
So,
V12. Did you have it? Well, the seat on there was pretty cool.
And old motorcycles. Friend of mine, Ken Schneider, with his 14 Harley Davidson twin.
And this guy was just at the street drags with his wife on the sidecar going down the track.
You can't beat it.
All right, we got a couple motors here, or engines, if you will, at Throttle Stop. Both of these things are both engine run stands, and we are going to fire them up. My name is Mike, and you are?
Ron Pace.
Ron Pace. Can you tell me something about the car?
Sure. It's new. It's got 150 miles on it. I had a 22 GT3, and when the RSs came out, I wanted one. I got on the list, and I figured I'd never get it. And then, by the grace of God, I got it. I mean, it's infinitely adjustable from the driver's seat.
Really?
Yeah, you can adjust shocks, you can adjust rear axle lockup, you can adjust stability control, you can adjust the shift patterns. I mean, it's...
The wing? What about the wing?
The wing is an active wing.
Active, okay.
Yeah, and you can't adjust it, but you can turn it on, and it's amazing because I watched that car. They tested that car versus a Cup car at Road America, and when the car is going down the straight, the wing flattens like it is now, and it's eerily quiet. And then as soon as you lift off the throttle, go to the brakes, the wing kicks up, and the noise changes, and it just
plants everything.
And it's got all-wheel steering, so the carousel behaves like it's a straight.
Really?
It's unbelievable. I also have a Can-Am under 2-liter car, and the oil wheel steering, they'll damn near keep up with the Can-Am under 2-liter in the carousel.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. So many people are staring at it and checking it out. Thanks so much for chatting with us. And by the way, what do you think of the show?
Unbelievable. I mean, the attendance incredible. Tom and his group do a great job putting it on. It's nice that it's in the morning.
Yeah.
So, you don't, it isn't like, some shows, like you can't leave and it just kills the day. And people don't, let's face it, this is Wisconsin. You don't get that many great days.
This is a great day. We were blessed. And my name is Mike.
Matt Christensen.
Matt Christensen?
Yep, nice to meet
you. And whereabouts are you from?
I live in Wauwatosa, work in Waukesha.
Oh, I too am from Waukesha.
Okay.
So a little bit of a drive up for you. And
yeah, it was good. We actually put a lot of braking miles on it. It's fairly new, so I haven't had an opportunity to get too many miles on it yet.
I love the bike. The finish, the color, the style is just awesome looking.
Thank you.
And what, you do some work on it yourself, or?
I did the conversion on it. Did pretty much everything except for the lowering of the front. It's a brand new 23 BMW R18. So I didn't want to get too far out of my realm. I can a little mechanical, but as far as taking the front forks apart on a brand new bike, I sourced that part of it out. But the rest of it I did myself.
Oh, awesome! I mean, the style, the look of it is just. You nailed it, really. It's just perfect. And you could do a little bit of coating work as well?
I do PPF installation for blackout window service in Waukesha.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, I've done some work for you guys up here in the past, and we've been doing it for about 13, 14 years now. We do window tinting as well. Scott started the business about 35 years ago, so we're probably more well known for the window tinting part of it, but we definitely do a lot of paint protection as well.
Okay. Let me ask you about the show.
Yes.
What'd you think of the show?
Love this show. I wish it would happen more often, but I could see a lot goes into putting it on, so I can see why you guys do it once a month.
It's once a month, and I gotta tell you, we had just an amazing turnout.
Yeah,
thanks so much for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
And awesome BMW bike.
Thank you very much.
All right, this is Mike from Throttlestop signing off. Cars and Coffee, June 2024. That's a wrap. But again, the weather is perfect, and of course, we're going to see you guys all in July. I don't know if we can fit any more cars.